So the last one that we have on the docket is 144, Two Loves I Have of Comfort and Despair. I chose to do this one because it combines the two storylines, probably. Everything's a theory with these sonnets. So this one seems to be about a love triangle between certainly the Dark Lady, and it seems that fair youth, who has been missing for a few dozen sonnets at this point. This has led some people to believe that the fair youth and the Dark Lady were married, and that Shakespeare was in love with both of them. Not impossible. Two loves I have, of comfort and despair, which, like two spirits, do suggest me still. The better angel is a man right fair, the worser spirit a woman colored ill. To win me soon to hell, my female evil tempteth my better angel from my side, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil, wooing his purity with her foul pride. And whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may, yet not directly tell. But being both from me, both to each friend, I guess one angel in another's hell. Yet this shall I ne'er know, but live in doubt, till my bad angel fire my good one out. So he has two loves. One is comfort, and one is despair. The better angel is a man who is fair, beautiful, fair youth. The worser spirit is a woman, colored ill. So dark color. Not necessarily her skin, but her eyes and her hair. It's the Dark Lady. So I have two loves, seemingly, the fair young youth and the Dark Lady. To win me to hell, to win me to her side, to win my affections. My female evil had tempteth my better angel from my side. Seems that she is taking that fair youth away from him, tempting him over to her side. And would, which means kind of like wishes to, and would corrupt my saint to be a devil, wooing his purity with her foul pride. And whether that my angel be turned fiend, suspect I may, yet not directly tell, but being both from me, both to each friend, I guess one angel in another's hell. So because they are both hanging out without me, basically, I suspect that the angel is in the devil's hell. Yet this I will never know, but I will live in doubt until my bad angel fires my good one out. He's not sure, but he super suspects that that's going on. So whether that's a love triangle or she's trying to get the fair youth to break up with him or to leave him alone, she's somehow influencing him negatively, according to Shakespeare.
Tragic.
This is not the polyamory rapper that I wanted.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really turn around. By the end of the sonnets, he doesn't seem to be with either of them. He kind of reaches a place of comfort with the Dark Lady, but not really love. There's one poem about how they just lie to each other all the time to keep the peace, and it just kind of ends.
Sad. Guess that's what happens when these are just basically diary notes, and we're just reading Shakespeare's diary, and he didn't ever publish them.
Was he alive when they were published?
He was.
So he was
published them.
Until the publication, he'd only published two in like a magazine. Then they were all published together by his publisher, or a publisher, who actually wrote the dedication at the beginning, the initials TT. So he dedicated these sonnets to the only begetter of these ensuing sonnets, Mr. W.H., who most people think are the initials of the fair youth. All happiness in that eternity promised by our ever-living poet, the poet being Shakespeare, who is not involved in the writing of this dedication. Wish if the well-wishing adventure in setting forth, TT. Thomas Thorpe, I think was his name, the publisher. So yeah, Shakespeare was alive. He was very, very, very famous at this time. So if the publisher got his private diaries and could make an insane amount of money off of them, he was definitely going to do that. We don't really have, Shakespeare didn't write a diary besides this, I guess. And so we don't really have his opinions on what this was like, but I can't imagine it was good. There was a second publication 30 years after the first one, and they changed all the pronouns of the fair youth to she.
Wow.
And it stayed that way for a few hundred years.
did they keep it that, like, they must have kept it that way in that poem we just read?
That one was about the Dark Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, and that one too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that the Fair Youth ones were changed.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So not the best ending for our poor Billy Shakes.
Poor shit.
Yeah, well, it's like, why would you like you wouldn't keep writing like your diary if it was stolen and published?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We
fair.
don't know like his reaction because like at that point nothing's sacred. Imagine if you wrote a bunch of shitty poetry to these two people that you had a crush on in your diary and somebody took it and was like, oh, you wrote these? Let's let everybody know about it. And then the people you have a crush on read your shitty poetry about them that you wrote that you never expected them to read. And they were like, hey, Billy, you know me?
No one liked them. Like, everyone thought they were horrible. There were so many bad reviews on these things. Like, no one read them, and they got rediscovered in the Victorian era, like 150 years ago, when they were going through romanticism. So people like Poe, who were very dramatic and over the top, found these and were like, yes, this.
Were horny as hell and could not talk about it. So
Yeah, so these were perfect. But until then, they were just like, yeah, Shakespeare can write a good play, but like not a sonnet.
And now he's synonymous with sonnets.
Yeah.
All because his diary was published against his will.
Hmm. He's said to have shared his sonnets with his private friends, like while at a bar, like you do.
like you do. It was like the karaoke of the day.
Yeah. It's quite sad how that ended up, but we got some good poetry out of it. And his love lives on forever in his words, just like he wanted.
Even though he may not have had children.
Who knows?
Tragically beautiful.
Tragically beautiful.
I feel like you could come up with some serious like clickbait titles for these, Christina.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And compares dick to boat.
Yeah, that would do it. I would definitely click that. I do definitely remember reading sonnets in English class and having no context whatsoever. And you're reading them and you're like, oh, cool. He hates his mistress. Cool.
But you're right. I think the way that people teach sonnets is without any context. I didn't know that these were an overarching story until I read them. And I was like, wait, these connect to the next ones. And this connects to that one. What is going on? But like, I feel like a lot of English teachers don't even know that. They just pull out a sonnet at random and make you read it, which sucks because there's so much more to it than that. Even what we did, you lose so much context in parts of the story. And it's just like a beautiful story.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. For more
30K special. I mean, 30 subscriber special. 30 special.
Which one was your favorite?
Comment down below.